All right, so we're going to get started really quick here. I'd like to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Sarah Radel. I'm a second-year PhD student at East Carolina University. My advisor is Dr. Stephen Moisey. I work on a project called Coastlines and People. And within the Coastlines and People project, we have an ArcGIS hub called the North Carolina Community Information Portal. My past work has worked on critical issues such as climate change and sea level rise, and I primarily focus on community engagement, community and science, and community capacity, and community collaboration. I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Mulrooney. He just walked in the room. He works on the NCCIP with me, as well as Rob Howard sitting up front here. He also works on the North Carolina Community Information Portal as well. All right, so today we're actually going to be discussing community science and engagement in Eastern North Carolina and the role of the North Carolina Community Information Portal. I guess I'll use this. It's not working. Fine. I'll just do this. All right, so what is the North Carolina Community Information Portal? Well, the North Carolina Community Information Portal is a community-led initiative that serves to facilitate community engagement, community collaboration, and community science throughout local communities in Eastern North Carolina. The North Carolina Community Information Portal is part of the Coastlines and People initiative. The key goal of the initiative is to integrate a broad coalition of academic, community, NGO, and government stakeholders to develop mitigation strategies and understand trade-offs in adaptation and management plans. The project investigates how the co-production of scientific knowledge between community members, regional stakeholders, and academic researchers contributes to understanding socio-environmental drivers that impact resilience and coastal hazards. So, but what is an ArcGIS hub and what is an initiative? They're not the same thing, right? An ArcGIS hub is a platform, right, that facilitates collaboration between institutions or stakeholders and organizations. And an ArcGIS hub falls underneath, falls underneath an ArcGIS hub. It's curated web pages that serve to combine data and tools and resources to address specific challenges and goals. Our NCCIP, our ArcGIS hub itself, we belong to the platform of the Center of Data Equity from North Carolina Central University. We have collaborated with them, ECU, and that is our mutual collaboration where they host North Carolina Community Information Portal. Now, the North Carolina Community Information Portal, as I had stated, is part of the Coastlines and People project. Our research is in the Tar-Pamlico watershed, and we serve the communities of Pitt County, so in Greenville. We have Princeville in Edgecombe County. We serve the county of Hyde County and the town of Nags Head. On the North Carolina Community Information Portal, the communities that we study with, that we're with, that they have their own community page dedicated to them. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of their pages. If I can, Rob said Alt, Tab. All right, that didn't happen, Rob.
Oh, it didn't change up there, did it?
That's okay. Just a little technical difficulty for a second.
Looks like we can do. So let me step on your.
Magic. All right, so I want to introduce everyone. This is the North Carolina Community Information Portal. Like I stated, this is a community-led initiative. We are not academics coming into the community and leaving the community and doing research and leaving. Like, this is a community-led initiative for the community, built with the community. So let's go ahead and take a look. I can't see it on my screen at all. Okay. All right. So the North Carolina Community Information Portal is right here. And as you can see on our portal, we have our communities. We have Greenville, Princeville, Nags Head, and Hyde County. And each community has their own dedicated page, and it discusses various issues that the community wants to bring up for discourse, right? We also have various information on there as far as story maps, dashboards, and other vital community resources and information for the community, and that is on every page. So for instance, let's take a look at, I can't see, Rob, Greenville. This is our dedicated page for Greenville, North Carolina. And here we have information on there on how they can get involved with local events happening in their community. So for instance, we have the Community Water Network. We have One Carolina, that's a grassroots organization. And we also have North Carolina Environmental Justice Network. And we, of course, have ECU Water Resources Center. We also involve youth in our community hubs. Our youth, they deploy various surveys because they're interested in learning about water quality and other things that are going on in their communities. So they deploy surveys. So here, this is based out of Greenville, so that's why these surveys are on here. And these students want to answer these questions. We also have community story maps. These are story maps that have been created by community members. Here, right? They're concerned about particulate matter. They're worried about NOTRA's concerned about styrene in the air and air quality and things like that. We also have community dashboards. Here's the Cope Water Survey that tells them all of our data in regards to sampling of every coastlines and people's site. We also have toxic release facilities. They can go and they can look to see how close they live to a toxic release facility and make informed decisions based off the data. We have community maps, as well as like a dynamic search where the hub itself will bring up, hey, these are most popular story maps, you want to check them out. But that's just an example of one of our community pages. I can't see anything. All right. Actually, this is not nice. I need to get back to the portal. That's fine. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Thank you, Rob. All right, so I just also wanted to take a look because my next slide was really that image of the NCCIP itself. And I really wanted to show you guys how easy it is to navigate through the portal for a community member, right? It's very easy to navigate. Here we have a drop-down menu where they can search all of the communities that we have. We also have training pages, which we'll discuss in a moment. We also have a section where they can join open discussions. We also have open maps and data, and we actually teach them how to co-create with us and how to contribute and join and follow the North Carolina Community Information Portal. But throughout the NCCIP, it's very easy to navigate. It's very user-friendly. Individuals, they can look at all the opportunities. They can join community events. We have a community network training day. They can click on it, and it'll give them all the information about it, and it'll also give them directions if they would like to come. All right, I'm going to go back to my presentation. All right. What is happening? Like, this is a train wreck. Rob, I'm stuck. Like, what is happening here?
What are you trying to get to?
Trying to get back to my PowerPoint. All right. Sorry about that, guys. That's still not showing. It's stuck on that screen. All right, here we go. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you very much. 10 minutes. All right, but one of the things, sorry about that, guys. All right, so one of the things I wanted to really talk about was one of the main goals of the North Carolina Community Information Portal is to bridge this literacy, digital literacy gap and expanding access to data. And the way the North Carolina Community Information Portal does that is that we have it's mobile friendly. Right, so you can bring it up anywhere, and it's accessible, it's free to access, and you can access it at any library or any community center, so it's free. But also, we simplify engagement with our communities. We have various workshops that teach them how to use the NCCIP, how to create maps and story maps, teach them how to take water quality samples and involve them in every aspect of the way. And we meet with our stakeholders and our community members on a regular basis. We also have GIS tutorials. We have YouTube videos that teaches them how to conduct spatial analysis and how to create a basic map and how to create a basic story map. We also have community liaisons that are within the community, and they help us get the tone of the community, right? Like, what are we missing? What are you looking for? What can we do together? And we also have user-friendly interfaces and audio-visual tools. And one of the things that really strikes me is that practical solutions empower communities to leverage data for decision-making. And it's very, very important. And it kind of struck me this morning during the plenary session. Our communities, they have access to those FEMA maps. They can map if they live in a 100 or 500 year floodplain. They know their water quality. They know 911. This information is on here for them. They have this information. So it's a very powerful, powerful tool. But, you know, the North Carolina Community Information Portal, we also have various community engagement activities. We have community collaborations, and we build community capacity. We host various events. We have community programs. We have open online discussion forums. We also have private discussion forums. We have community members that contribute content. We have various community surveys, you know, another way for qualitative analysis. We have resources, we have training, we have open access data, and we have maps and more data on top of that. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys, whenever we hold an event or make communities aware of an event in North Carolina Community Information Portal, it's held on the very front page of our portal, and they can click on it, they can read about it, and if they would like to join, they can join virtually or in person. So we try to advertise community events to our communities, and they can also advertise events that are going on within their communities. We also have the Community Water Network, and that is where community members, they can learn how to take water samples and work in the lab and join our team to conduct analysis. So we have community scientists. We also, like I had just mentioned, we have open discussion forums. Community members can talk to each other. They can talk to each other in the community, outside the community. They can network with each other. Also, community members, they can co-create with us. They can create story maps, or whatever they want, and add it to the portal. This is their portal. We have various surveys on the portal, like if you have an environmental concern, what is your challenge? Let's talk about this. Let's figure out how we can solve these problems together. And we also have various resources and trainings on the portal available to them. How to create a survey in Survey 123, how to create a story map, how to make a map, how to do various things. We teach them how to do that within the portal. So what's next for the NCCIP? Well, currently we're working on AI automated metadata That is currently in the works. Really excited about that. But also, we're looking to incorporate GeoAI into the NCCIP as well as a chatbot into the portal. So, sorry for the shaky presentation, but please check us out at www.nccip.org. Scan the QR code, and please join and follow the NCCIP and contribute data, maps, and content for open access to the communities. And I'd like to acknowledge the SEEDS NRT program and the Coastlines and People NSF grant for this presentation, and I thank you. I thank North Carolina Community University. Thank you, and questions are welcome. Whew. I did. Wow. I'm sorry. I don't know what was going on with the NCCIP not showing up and everything, but I think we worked through it. Hey.
I have a question. So I see you have like 4 communities on there right now. How did the communities become a part of the hub? And is the program looking to expand into more communities?
Yeah.
And what are the requirements for expanding into those?
Well, I think that, the Coastlines and People initiative is a collaboration of like 12 different universities and 7 communities, right? And I think that it was originally established because of the need addressed by the communities that were in there. I wasn't there in the initial inception of the Coastlines and People, but I think that between community engagement activities and discourse between communities, they were identified as these issues that were concerned about water quality. And yes, they are expanding. Yes. Any other questions? Yeah.
So you have students as well as your high school students?
Yeah,
Are they doing any internships with these students, or just high school students? Are you allowing the college students as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have.
How do they go about joining if they want to?
Yeah, well, that's more of the Community Water Network, and I can put a link into that. But yes, we do have high school students, and we actually pay them. They're like interns, and they are paid to do research. Like you saw the surveys on the screen. We also have in the CWN, we actually hire college students to actually work with the CWN. We call them facilitators, and our community members, they can get a small fraction of the liaisons for their work. But I'll pass on that link to you. Yes. Any other questions? Yeah.
I do have a question about the story maps. As far as being able to post my story, for instance, if I were a resident and I decided I wanted to share a story that's story maps, will it be checked somehow, vetted before it gets on? Okay, something else I don't post on.
Yeah, no, like it is. A community member, when they join and follow the portal, they can join. We'd like for them to join what we call the content contributors group, right? And the content contributors group, when someone shares content to that group, it automatically gets put into the NCCIP, but it's not at the forefront. So we're currently working on a survey, 123 Connect, that says, hey, I want to add this, or I did, this is the name of it, and then we can actually go through and start vetting those things.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, but again, check us out. I know that's a really. Please go to www.nccip.org. Yeah. All right, that's all.